वक्रतुंड महाकाय कोटि सूर्य समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। We will start by looking at what we will call Shatvam. Last time, what did we see in the class long ago? Natvam. What is Natvam? The Nakara becoming a Nakara. Okay. Now, what we will look at generally, Sakara becoming Shakara, Murdhanya Shakara. Okay. That's the topic we will explore now. And we will explore it in a slow way. My attempt is to get you to be able to go along with me. Okay. We'll make slow progress, but hopefully you will walk along with me. So we'll have to remember everything you have known before, at least some of the things. Okay. So this is Sandhi rule. All right. So what's the word we use in Sutra for Sandhi? Samhita. Samhita. So Samhita is what? Parasannikarshah Samhita. When something is very close to another, that is called Samhita. Means nothing else can intervene in between. So in a Samhita means when things are very close. That's the basic situation for Sandhi. If things are not close, you need not join them. You can pronounce them separately also. But when things are very close to each other, we have to go with each other. All right. So this is the idea of Sandhi. So now we will look at the Ashtadhyayi a little. Okay, you're seeing my screen now, I guess.
Yes, Swami.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So then that goes and this comes. Okay. Now do you see the Ashtadhyayi shared with you?
Yes, Swami.
Good. So now it is called Murdhanya Adesha Prakaranam. Murdhanya. What is Murdhanya? Cerebral. What is pronounced with the Murdha? Murdha means what? The roof of the mouth. Right? So Murdhanya Adesha Prakaranam. This is the topic covered. From where to where? From 8355 up to 119. 119 in which pada? In 83 itself. All right. And 83119 you will find is what? The end of 83. Better way to remember is up to the end of 83. Beginning with 8355 up to the end of 83 is what? One adhikara. Adhikara is what? Apadantasya murdhanyaha. Apadantasya murdhanyaha. So what do you understand by apadanta? Not at the end of a pada. Not at the end of a pada. What is apadantasya? Shashti. It is Shashti. So what do you mean by Shashti? Shashti Bhakti is used in what sense? Normally in the language as Sambandha. Sambandha means between two nouns, what's the connection? Not between a verb and a factor of action. Karaka and verb it is not. It is between nouns, sambandha. Sheshe Shashti. What is Shesha? When there is no Karaka Vivaksha, then alone you get Shashti Vibhakti. But when Shashti Vibhakti doesn't make sense in Pani Sutra, what meaning do we take? We take it as Sthani Shashti, which means what? Whatever is said in the sixth case is going to be replaced. So now when you hear this sentence, apadantasya murthanya, what do you understand? In the place of an apadanta, padanta is what? One letter. In the place of whatever is not at the end of a pada, apadanta, what is adesha going to be? Murthanya. Is this clear so far? In the place of something which is not at the end of a pada, the adesha is murthanya. Why am I saying this? Is this clear or not? Feel free, okay? I want you to think and see whether you understand why we are saying what we are saying. Is everybody understanding it clearly? Apadantasya murthanya. Now let us go and look at one more thing, okay? Let us look at the what is called as prathama vritti. This is a basic vritti on the Ashtadhyayi. Sutra is apadantasya murthanya. All right. What are the words there? First thing you have to learn to do is this. You have to be able to split the words. Apadantasya 6-1, murthanya 1-1. Right? Then the next thing we need to do is this apadantasya, the apadanta word, is it a compound or a plain word, not a compound? Apadanta. Is it a compound or not? It's a compound. Samasa. Therefore, next thing you have to do is, what is samasa in this sutra? Padasya antaha padantaha. How do you analyze basically a sutra? Padasya antaha padantaha. End of a word is called pada, is called padanta. And what is the kind of compound? Shashti tat purushaha. That is padanta. What is the word here? Apadantasya. So what do we do now? Na padantaha apadantaha tasya. Is this how you see it in the Bhashyam or not? Same pattern is used. Okay. So napadanta, nanj tatpurusha, not apadanta, is apadanta. Now add 6 case to it. Apadantasya. Then what is murdhanya? One more word. Murdhanya. Grammatically, what is it? Murdhni bhavaha murdhanya. That which whose sthanam. See, there is a asya prayatna. Right? So what is the place for it, the sthanam, asya for it? Murdhni bhavaha. Murdhni means in this cerebral area. So when you roll your tongue up, you have to hit the cerebral or you're close to it. That is called murtha. So murdhni bhava, sound which is produced there, is called murdhanya. So he is telling you by what sutra? Sharira avayavadyat 516 iti yat pratyaha. We don't need all that. But at least what you understand now, that which is produced in the murdha is called murdhanya. Okay? Now, what would the meaning? Now, this is an adhikara sutra. All right? So what does he say? Apada parisamaptehe apadantasya murdhanya adeshah bhavati iti adhikarah veditavyah. Veditavyah should be understood, should be clearly known. What should be known? Apada parisamaptehe. What is this? Ang. Ang tells you limiting condition. Apada parisamapti means up to and including the last sutra of this pada, this quarter, what 8-3, up to the end of the pada, apada parismaptehe padantasya मूर्धन्य आदेशः भवति. Because prathama vibhakti is मूर्धन्यः, 1 therefore it is adesha. Therefore what does it mean now? Padante yad varnaha tasya sthane, in its place what will be the adesha? Murdhanya adesha bhavati. Apadante, not padante, apadante. Right? So that is what he's saying. Murdhanya adesha bhavati. This is what it said. Is this clear so far? What will you say in English now? You want to translate this? Someone feel, see, we have a very small set of people. So at least let me make sure you also understand. Otherwise, you'll also go away from class next time. No? So what would you say it in English now? Any one of you take a chance. Turn. Try. Apadantasya murdhanya is a sutra. And we said what? We said what? Apada parisamaptehe apadantasya murdhanya adeshah bhavati. Who will translate this for me in English now? Be brave, okay? Difficult? Either you don't understand what I'm saying or something is unclear. Huh? Okay, Harsha.
Swamiji, if what is not there at the end of the word,
Yeah, better use the word pada, so you're safe, okay? Pada is a term which we should have as a definition, right? It's not a plain word. Yeah, pada.
what is not there at the end of a pada gets a murdhani adesha.
Murdhanya adesha. Murdhanya adesha. Up to where is it? And what kind of sutra is this? This is an adhikara sutra. Up to when will this apply? Apada parisamapte. This topic runs up to where? Its writ runs up to where?
Till the end of the word.
Till the end of the pada.
Okay, until the end
8-3.
of 8-3 end. Okay.
Apada parisamapte. This is making sense?
Yes.
Up to the end of the pada. Puma, not clear?
Can you please repeat it, Swamiji?
I can't hear you.
Not very clear, Swamiji.
Okay. See, look, there is an adhikara. What's an adhikara? It's a topic. Now, when we declare a topic, if you remember long ago, we saw several adhikara I talked to you about. This is not the first time. We say pratyayaha, 3rd chapter to end of 5th chapter. What did we understand there? We said from 3:1:1 till the end of 5:4, whatever is said in these 3 chapters are all about pratyayas. Which means what? Anything which is in first case in those 3 chapters will be a pratyaya. That's the definition of pratyaya. Right? So now we are saying the adhikara means a topic is running. What is the topic now? Apadantasya murdhanyah is the topic. What does it mean? Now forget about adhikara. Apadantasya, in the place of what is not at the end of a pada. What is adesha? Anyaha. What it is exactly, we don't worry right now. Murdhanya means it is coming from the sthana which is murtha, which will be what? Ra, sha. Ra, sha, then tu. Ritu rashana murdhanya. What is tu? Ta, ta, da, da, na. Right? So all these are produced in murtha. Which one will come? We have to look at. An appropriate one has to come. But in the place of what is not at the end of the word, murdhanya will come. Till where will the writ of this sutra run? Until when will this adhikara run? Apada parisamapte. What does a mean? Up to. Up to where? Whatever is in 5th case. What is in 5th case? Pada parisamapti. Pada parisamapte. Where did this come? That came in the vritti. It's not in the sutra. But if you look at the anuvritti, it will show up to the end of the chapter, which tells you it's end of the End of the pada, not chapter, end of the pada. Therefore, this adhikara has its scope from this 18355 up to the end of 83. And until there, what is the basic adesha? Murdhanya adesha. Is this clear? All of you?
Thank you, sir.
Because next time one more person will have to do some work on it now. Okay. Next sutra we will take now. Okay. So now, next sutra. Basically, I'm interested in one sutra to start with. Okay. What is the one sutra I'm interested in? I am interested in adesha pratyayayo. Okay. Adesha pratyayayo. What all anuvrittis do you see coming into it right now? You see, this is number 59. Does apadantasya murdanya flow down to it? It does. Sahe sada saha. In that, the word saha goes up to 119. Anuvritti. So saha is going to come down. In koho. What is going to come down to 119? The whole in koho. Num visarjaniya sharvyavayepi. Up to where? 119. Okay. Now, sahe sada saha. The word saha we are interested in. All right. Now you tell me, this saha, what are the possibilities of the case and number? Possibilities. Someone has to tell me.
5161
5161 of what?
is
What is the pratipadika for 5161?
Is.
Correct. Huh? Don't say is, say sakara. Say sakara.
Sa.
Better, okay? Is also, that's a probably in Tamil you say like that. But better you stay with sakara here. Add a kara. It's clear. Because this can be e and sa also. We don't want that. Sakara. So now it's either 5161. Any other possibility?
Usually it is 1-1 and
2-3.
Huh?
One,
Could be
one,
1-1 if it is a is for pronunciation's sake. Right? Could also be 1-3.
1-3. 2-3.
2-3 also. All these possibilities should be clear to you first. 2-3 we don't care for. Why? In Panini's world, we don't care for second case. Okay. Eliminate that. So now we want saha. And here it happens to be 6-1. Okay. So now saha, you have saha in your head. So next sutra is what? Next sutra is saying, what is it saying? In koho. In koho. Now, what do you think are the possibilities for the cases here? In koho. First, you have to think, okay? Os is coming. Oho. So, what could it be?
Guru.
Guroho. Okay. If it is
Guru.
guru, then what should be the pratipadika be here?
Ku.
Inku.
Who?
Inku. Okay. Inku is correct. Is a pratipadika. What kind of samasa does inku look like to you? Unmute and say. Not difficult. Rama Lakshmana. It's not hard, right? Yes, Harsha.
Dvandva samasa.
Huh?
Dvandva samasa.
Dvandva samasa. Correct. Incha, kucha, inku. Right? Incha, kucha will become what? Inku. Because you have dual, you know. When you have dvandva, you have two types. Itaretara dvandva and samahara dvandva. Right? If it's itaretara dvandva, what happens? The case and number has to go with the number has to go along with the number of components. So here how many are there? In, and ku. Two things are there. So incha, kucha will become what? Inku. Like guruhu, guru. Right? Now, what is in? This is revision for everything, okay? I'm using this as a revision. What is in?
EU.
Huh? Who said
E
Sampath?
and U. Yes.
Sampath. Now you tell me first, what is the Maheshwara Sutra? Can you help me?
I1.
Ah.
Relate.
Ah.
Evo.
Ah.
Ayouch.
Ah.
Ayavarat.
Hmm.
Lan.
Stop. Now, how many times did you find the word na?
Oh.
Huh?
2 times.
2 times. Now, when you say in, which one should you use? First na or second na?
There is something where we should use only up to first now.
So now you remember, when you say in, it is always parasya nakarena.
Oh.
It is always second nakara, not
Oh.
first nakara. With an, it is first nakara. With in, it is second nakara. For an, it is second nakara in one sutra, which you don't worry about right now.
Okay.
Okay? So what is
Yes.
in going to be now?
Ach. And
Can't say ach, because
all
a
ach.
is not
No,
there. E
ach.
is. Huh?
Oh, sorry.
Ah.
Okay. So
All vowels except a and
okay.
a, right? Avarna, except avarna. Then
Then semi vowels. Ayavarat.
okay.
Then
Hakara. Semi vowel is not ha, right? Yara lava is semi vowels.
Okay.
Hakara also
Okay.
add. So these are all what? In.
In.
Correct? Good. What is ku?
Kavarga.
Good. Kavarga. Ku stands for kavarga. Now what is in ku therefore?
All the
Both of these. Dvandva
Right.
samasa. Incha, kucha, which means
Kucha.
what? All vowels except a and a. Except a. Avarna in all its matras plus semi vowels plus hakara. Is this clear? Okay. Now we understood what is in ku. Now in koho, what are the case possibilities?
5-1.
Guroho. Okay. Okay. Then
6-1-2. 6-1-0.
okay.
Guru.
So now which one should it be? We don't know, right? So now what do? You have to understand that what should it be? Here it happens to be fifth case. Happens to be fifth case. So let's go back and sorry, and look at this now. In koho, we go to this prathama vritti. See this sahe sada saha, we just saw it earlier. Saha is, we said what? 6-1. Right? In the sutra, it is 1-1 here. Okay? But when it comes as anuvritti, it will come as 6-1. So this kind of change will happen. It is called vibhakti viparinama. Which means what case is there in the first sutra may not be the same case when it comes to next sutra. It can change. Okay? We will come back to saha in a minute. What is in koho we are looking at? Look at this now. Incha, pushcha, inku. So what did he do? I told you inku, saying it is itaratar dvandva. What did he make it? He made it samahara dvandvaha. So therefore it remains as inku. It won't become inku. Why? Because we want sixth case. See, otherwise what? Guroho, kurvoho. You would have got inkvoho. You understand the problem? What you said is not wrong. Now I'm saying, if you look at it really, it is 5-1. If it was 6, if it was 5-2, if it was 5-2, what should it have become? Guroho, kurvoho. Inkoho, inkvoho. Should have got inkoho if it was 5-2. If it was dvandva samasa, would have had to have dual case. Therefore, what did he say now? Panini said it is samahara dvandvaha. Therefore, inkoho will be what? 5-1, not 5-2. Is this clear? Make sense? Now, what does it mean? Itaha agre vakshyamānāni kāryāni. Whatever is going to be said going forward from here, this is also Adhikara Sutra. In kavargabhyam uttarasya bhavanti iti adhikaraha veditavyah apada parisamapte. So now, what did we see in the previous sutra here? We saw apadantasya murdhanyah. Okay? Apadantasya murdhanyah. Something which is not at the end of a pada will take murdhanya adesha. Then, now this sutra is saying, this sutra from here, see, look, let me go back a little further up, then I'll come back. See now, adesha pratyayoho is a sutra we are really interested in, 8359. In that, the word saha is going to come back. It's going to come down. And that saha is coming from where? It's coming from sahe sada saha. This saha is coming down. And this saha, though here it is presented as 1-1, when it flows down to our sutra 8359, will be S61. Is this clear so far? Now you have to keep things in mind. Murdhanyaha is what case and number? 1-1. Okay? Apadantasya, it what case and number? 6-1. Saha is what case and number?
6-1.
6-1. 6-1 of what?
Sakara.
Sakara. Good. All right. Then now we have in koho. And what does it mean? 5-1. What does 5-1 mean to you? Who might want to say something?
The condition is before, comes before.
So now, what comes before now?
The
Equal.
In koho is the word. So what should come? What should precede? You're right. What precedes the condition? Fifth case.
fifth case.
So in koho is word in fifth case. So what's the condition now? When what precedes?
In coho precedes.
You can't say in koho precedes. That won't make sense. What should precede?
Uh,
Think a little. Fifth case is telling you what precedes. Fifth case of what? In ku. Therefore, not when in koho precedes. When in ku precedes.
Okay.
When in ku precedes. In ku should precede what?
The sthani.
The sthani.
Sthani.
The sthani. What is sthani?
Saha.
Saha.
Saha. Sixth case. What kind of saha?
Sakara.
What kind of saha? What kind of sakara?
Murdhan.
Apadantasya saha.
Murdhan. Okay.
So what kind of sakara? See, apadantasya and saha both in sixth case. So apadantasya saha means what? Amyanshu?
5-1 of Sa.
Huh?
5-1 of Sa.
No. Saha is 6-1. Apadantasya saha would mean what? Two things are in samanadhikaranyam. They are talking of the same thing. Apadantasya is qualifying sakara. Apadantasya and saha both are in sixth case. Are you with me? Therefore, apadantasya and saha are talking of the same thing, which is what saha. So what do you mean by apadantasya saha now? Suppose I say Ramasya Dasharatha putrasya. What do you understand? Rama, who is Dasharatha putra. Correct? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Sita, Sundari Sita. What do you understand? The beautiful Sita. Correct? Because they are in same case and number. Don't forget what we did long ago as basics of Sanskrit. Samana Vibhakti is there. Now, Apadantasya and Saha are both 6-1. Therefore, what do you understand now? We are talking of which sakara? Yes, Deepti, you want to say something?
Sakara, which is not at the end of the pada.
Basically correct. Therefore, it is a apadanta sakara.
Right.
Apadanta sakara. Is this clear? So a sakara which is not at the end of the pada, which is preceded by what? Inku,
Inku.
which is immediately preceded by what? In or kavarga. For such a sakara, what should be the adesha?
Murdhani.
Murdhanyaha. Is this making sense? We are just adding the words from sutras, okay? What is the murdhanya for sakara going to be? Sa is what is the place for sakara?
And Danta.
Sa is danta. What else do you know about sakara? It is a, that it's a sibilant. It's a sibilant. Therefore, corresponding murdhanya will be what?
Sha.
Sha. Sha.
Sha.
Therefore, what will be coming now? In the place of sakara, what will be the adesha? When you say murdhanya, shakara will be the adesha. Is this making sense so far? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we look at one more sutra in this series. What is that sutra? So now we looked at inkoho, right? Now I want to look at this itself. Adesha pratyaya yoho. Adesha pratyaya yoho. What case and number does it look like? Someone help. Adesha pratyaya yoho.
6272.
Pratyaya yoho. Pratyaya. See, adesha pratyaya is the pratipadika. It is akarant.
6272.
6272.
Okay, 6-2 or 7-2. Good. So now, which one can it be? It could be either, but I am telling you now it is 6-2. I am telling you it is 6-2. Okay. Adesha pratyayayoho sakara. See, the sakara is what sakara? It is not at the end of the pada. Further, what kind of sakara? A sakara which is either an adesha or belongs to a pratyaya. Either an adesha or belongs to a pratyaya. What kind of shashti is this now? What kind of a shashti is this?
Sthani.
I can't hear you, Deepti.
Sthani.
No.
This is Visheshan Vishesha with the
So it is sambandha.
Hmm.
It is telling you which sakara. You can say it is a samanadikaranam with sthani, correct. Therefore, what are you saying now? It is apadantasya sakarasya. What kind of sakara?
Desha Pratyayo.
Adesha pratyayayoho sakarasya sthane.
Murdhanyaha Desha.
Adesha किं भवति? मूर्धन्यः भवति, शकारः भवति. कदा भवति? When it is preceded by inku. Did it make sense?
What?
See what we are doing. Yes, Harsha.
Swamiji, will this be Nirdharane Shashti then?
No, don't get into that right now. No, there's no nirdharana here. So now we will go back and look at the prathama vritti for this. See what I'm trying to do today is because if you just understand something, I say it's not good enough. If you understand how to understand a sutra, you know how to crack the things. Okay, that's what is fun. Otherwise, there's no fun in learning a few things here and there. So now let's go back to prathama vritti. So prathama vritti, we're looking at now at is this Adesha Pratyayoho. What is Adesha Pratyaya? What is Samasa here? Adeshascha Pratyayascha Adesha Pratyayau. And what it is it this time? Itaretara Dvandvaha. Why? Because it is what? Dual. Right? It is not just saying Ramasya. It is not Adesha Pratyayasya. Pratyayayoho is there. Right? And it is 6-2. So it is clearly Itaretara Dvandva. Now, what is the, we left one sutra out so far. Okay. So before we, sorry. See now what we have done. Apadantasyam dhanyaha sahe sadasaha inkoho, then adesha pratyayoho. One sutra I have left. What is that? Num visarjaniya shar vyavayepi. Okay. Before we look into this, let me ask you if you remember what we saw long ago before we left. Rashabhyam no naha samana pade. Right? And next sutra was what? Atkupvang num vyavayepi. What did this Atkupvang num vyavayepi tell you? Do you remember?
Yes, even it comes in between. If these letters come in between Rasha,
Ra and Sha.
and Sha.
Very good. So you remember what is that Vyavaya? When there is separation. Right? Now you come back and look at what are we looking at here now? What is the condition here? The condition is there is Sakara, and which is immediately preceded by what? In. Now what are we saying? Num visarjaniya shar vyavaye api. What do you understand?
Even in these.
Even if the inku is separated from the sakara by either a num, which is an anuswara, or a visarga, or a shar. Num, visarjaniya, or shar. Vyavaya means separation. Okay? Therefore, what is shar? Sha, sha, sa, ha. You remember what is shar now? Ayavarat. Go on.
Lam,
Yamagananam,
Chapai,
Chapan, Kadadash, Japagadadash, Kapa Chatat Chatatau, Kapai. Then what? Sha,
Shasha,
sha,
Sar,
sar.
and
Sha, sha, sar. We stop there. Sha, sha, sar. Sha, sha, sa. Right? Hal didn't come. Shar.
Yeah.
Shar vyavaye api. Right? So shar is sha, sha, sa. Sibilants. Akarda than hakara. When either a visarga or num stands for anuswara, or if a shar come between what? The final sakara, the apadanta sakara, and the inku which precedes it. Between them, if num visarjaniya or shar also come, still what will happen? Still what will happen? The sakara will be replaced by a shakara. Is this clear? Somewhat clear? Okay. Now let us go and look at Prathamavriti again. What does it say? Adesha Pratyaya. Before that, I will go to the inko, so if we finish that also. We'll look at Num Visarjaniya also. What is Num Visarjaniya? Samasa. See, Num Visarjaniya Sharvyavaye is 7. What kind of samasa is it? First, Num Cha Visarjaniyascha Sharcha. Itaretara Dvandva. Which will be what? Num Visarjaniya Sharaha. Like Marut Marutau Marutaha. Okay. Then Num Visarjaniya Sharbihi Vyavayaha is num vasarjaniya sharvyavayah. Tritiya tatpurusha. Tasmin sharvyavaye. So tritiya tatpurusha compound used in seventh case. Used in seventh case. Even when these intercede, that's all it means. Therefore, what is he saying now? That this, the anuvritti for the sutra is what? Saha, inkoho, apadantasya murdhanyaha, samhitayam, all these are there. Now what? He's just adding one extra condition. Even when num, shar or visarjaniya vyavaya is there, in koho uttarasya sakarasya murdhanya adeshah bhavati. But all these sutras really are dummies. They don't do anything, okay? The real sutra which does the work is starting here. Adesha pratyayayoho. Because which sakara? Any sakara cannot be replaced. It has to be an adesha sakara or a pratyaya avayava sakara. Not the whole pratyaya. It is a part of a pratyaya also is possible. Adesha itself is sakara, or a pratyaya has a sakara in it. Are you with me so far? Therefore, yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, I have a question. This
Yeah.
sakara which is in the pratyaya should be apadantasya there also?
Look, first rule is what? Apadantasya murdhanya. What it should be apadanta? What is apadanta there? Sakaraha, sixth case. And what sixth case? Adesha pratyaya yoho sakaraha. Right? So adesha pratyaya yoho is dual, 6-2. So the sakara which is either an adesha or belongs to a pratyaya, which is not at the end of a pada, is being said by this. Adesha pratyayayoho apadantasya sakaraha. So that sakara which is not at the end of a pada and which is an adesha or part of a pratyaya, that can, now this is the total sthani. The total sthani is what? Apadanta sakara, which does not belong to it, which belongs to an adesha, which is an adesha or belongs to a pratyaya. This kind of a sakara will be replaced by what?
Murdhanya.
Murdhanya. What is murdhanya? Sha.
Shaka.
When it is immediate, is sakara, this adesha pratyaya sakara is immediately preceded by what?
Inku.
By in or even if
Num.
num, shar or visarjaniya come between the inku and the sakara. Is this making sense? You should be able to hold all this in your head. How? By simply looking at this. Finally, okay? Not today, but this is how you should be able to look at it. What should be able to see? Okay, I'm interested in adesha pratyayoho. Okay? So a sakara, which is adesha or pratyaya sakara, will be replaced by what? Anyaha. That much is a basic sutra. But what are the conditions? The adesha pratyaya sakara, how do I know? Sakara is here. What kind of a sakara? It should be preceded by inku, fifth case. And it is replaced by what? Murdhanya. And what can intervene in between? Num, visarjaniya or shar. So by looking at these together, you get a lot of mileage. But you should know how to look at it. So you should know that this whole sutra are coming down as anuvritti. And here only Saha is coming down. And this Saha is undergoing Vibhakti Varanama, it's becoming sixth case. Or you can say first case and say the Sakara which is coming from there. See, Apadantasya, right? Saha. But I'm saying better take it as sixth case because you understand sthani. It's clear. Apadantasya. See, if I take it like this, Apadantasya Adesha Pratyayoho Yaha Sakara. It look like first case to you. Tasya sthane Murdhanya Adesha Bhavati. In its place, Murdhanya will be the Adesha. When the Sakara is either immediately preceded by Intu or it is preceded by Intu with either Num, Shwar, Visarjaniya or Shar coming in between. Is that making sense? See, I'm deliberately dwelling on this so that you understand this much at least. Because if you understood this one sutra, you get a lot of mileage for that by just knowing one sutra. What is the sutra? Adesha Pratyayo. Okay. And this now, you go to Prathama Vritti and look at it, it should be clearer. Adesha Pratyayo is 6-2. Okay. What is Anuvritti? Num Visarjaniya Sharvya Yavayepi. Then Saha Inkoho Apadantasya Murdhanyaha Samhitayam. I didn't show you Samhitayam. All these are coming down. Now, what is the Vritti? In Kavarga Kavargabhyam Uttarasya Adeshaha Yah Sakaraha. So, the Pratyaya, the Sakara, which is either the part of an Adesha, which is immediately after in, or Pratyayasya cha yah Sakaraha, or a Sakara belong to Pratyaya, that will take what Adesha? Murdhanya Adesha Bhavati. When? Samhitayam. Only when it is part of Samhita. All right. When will it happen? Even if there is Num Visarjaniya Sharvivaya. And in here we have to note that only one of these can intervene. Either Num or Shar or Visarjaniya. Only one of these three can intervene, not more of them. Whereas when we did the Natva Prakarana, when we did the Natvam, what is Natvam? Where we saw this Atkupwang Num Vyavayepi. Here you could have many of these, more than one at, or at plus ku plus, plus pu plus ang. All of these could intervene. Any number could intervene. So far as they were within these characters, you were okay. Looks very similar, but what's the difference here in what we are saying now? We allow only one to intervene at any point in time. All of them can intervene, but one at a time. We believe in single fight, not fight like with Abhimanyu, all of them fighting together. Not allowed. One at a time. So one at a time, if it intervenes, you will get what? Murdhanya Adesha. Okay? Is this making sense? This is what I want you to understand. Now, with this understanding, you look at things. Okay? Let us now say that we will look at the Shabda Patha, okay? Okay. Let us say we look at, we can look at any one word, but I just thought we will look at, let us say we will look at Rama Shabda. Okay. Rama is not, Deva will be there, I guess. Deva. Yeah, Deva is here, okay? Deva. What is the seventh case of Deva, plural? You're seeing it here. Deveshu. How did Deveshu come about? What is the pratyaya? Remember the pratyayas? What are the pratyayas? Su auchas, auchas, tabhyam phis, ngephyam bhyas, ngasiphyam bhyas, ngas os am, ni os sup. That su, sakara is there, right? What do you get? You should get Ramesu. Correct? Ramesu is correct or not? So, if we go back, to our screen, let us say instead of this, let I look for Rama. Rama. Now, Rama, seventh case plural, what will it be? Lata. Can someone tell me? One of you. Help me.
Latasu.
Ramasu.
Ramasu.
Ramasu. Latasu.
As.
So what did you do? Lata plus su. Rama plus su. What do you get? Ramasu. Now you tell me. That su, is it pratyaya sakara or not?
Yes.
It is. That sa, in that su, that sa, is it padanta or apadanta?
Apadanta.
What is padanta there?
U.
U. Therefore, sakara is apadanta or not? It is. What is it preceded by? Rama plus su. What is it preceded by?
Ah.
Is part of end?
No.
No. Therefore, will it take adesha?
No.
Shakara, mudhani adesha, it won't. Therefore, what will you get?
Ramas.
Ramasu. Look at this now. Rama plus sup. We add a pratyaya. Why? Because we know su, aujas, etc. Then what do you get? Rama plus su. Just add Ramasu. And what is it? It is sup tingantam padam. Therefore, it's a pada. In sup, see the pratyaya is sup. Pakara goes by what? Halantyam it. This is clear? Okay. Now, let us say we want to look at Guru. Want to look at Guru. Now you tell me, Guru plus Su. Seventh case plural we're looking at. What will happen?
Plus. So,
U. Guru
Guru,
plus Su.
Gurushu.
Guru Shu. Why?
Because it's Ukara is in.
Ukara is in. Therefore, Adesha Pratyaya Sakara is there or not? What Sakara is there in Guru Shu?
Apadantas.
Apadanta, correct. And that Sakara is a
Pratyay.
Pratyaya Sakara,
there is-
correct? It's a Pratyaya Sakara. Therefore, what will happen? Guru plus Su. What sutra will kick in?
Urdhvan. Apadantasya Urdhvan.
Adesha Pratyaya. See, I told you, all of those sutras don't really do the work. What really does the work? Adesha Pratyayayoho. One sutra. And what does it do? What does that one sutra do? Because one sutra, what happens? Pratyaya avayavasya sakarasya shatvam. Do you see that here? You see it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Now, what do you think will happen if we are looking at Pitru? Pitru Shabda. What will happen? Pitru, what is it ending in? R. Is it in or not?
Yes.
Yes. If it is in, what should you expect?
Pitru.
So,
Pitrushu.
Pitru Shu. Are you able to see it or not? Okay. Now, if I say we look at Rama, we come back to our friend, okay? Deva. Now, Deva ends in what? A. should be Devasu. Don't think that's the only rule, okay? That Deva somehow becomes Deve. The Deva somehow becomes Deve. Therefore, what will happen now? So you see this. First, Devasu. Then what? Devesu. You don't know this rule. Don't worry about it. Therefore, what will happen? Devesu will come.
Is
Huh? Hey, what's going on here? It's showing Devesu for some reason. Am I saying it right? No,
No,
Deveshu
last-
is
Below
correct.
that.
No, no.
last
Correct.
last is Deveshus.
Yeah, correct. I couldn't see it here on my screen, so I was
Yeah.
wondering why. Because it's hidden by my other things. Okay. You're seeing it, is it?
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, good. Because I don't see it here when I'm my Zoom, etc. hiding it. So what happens there? Devesu, then again, Adesha Pratyayoho Sakaraha. Therefore, Deveshu. All right? Making sense? Okay. Now let us say we want to look at Marut. What do you expect? Marut. What will it be?
Marutsu.
Marutsu. Why?
There is no in.
There is no
Good. Good. Suppose I say, now let us see, go back here. Okay. Now let us say we find something. Devi, let us say we find. What will happen?
Devishu.
Devi. Sakara or Shakara? That's my question, okay?
Sakara.
Shakara. Why? Because it is in or not? Devi,
in.
Devishu.
right? Okay. Then, okay, I should remove this now. Suppose you have a kakaran, like what?
Vak.
Huh?
Vak.
Vak. See, vak, is it kakaranta?
I don't know.
It is watch.
Okay.
Okay, one second. Watch. Watch. Okay. Now, what do you expect then? Watch plus su should become what?
Vachu.
Watch su. But you know what it is?
Vakshu.
Vakshu. So something is happening. What is happening? That chakara is going to become kakara. Go back. Vak plus su. Watch plus su becomes vak plus su. Therefore, what? In koho will come in. And therefore end up with vakshu. Ku. Example of ku. All right. So I'm saying this is one side of it. Now I ask, suppose I go to Dhatu Patha. All right. And I just want to look at Bhudha. Very simple. Now, here it is Bhavasi. What is the pratyaya here?
See.
See, tip, thus, ji. What is the pratyaya in this?
Sip, das,
Sip.
las.
Sip, sakara, right? This is same in all the lakaras, correct? What will be in future tense? Sakara again. Who? Do you remember anything or not? How do you do future tense?
Babashi.
Who plus what will come?
Yeah.
Vitvam.
Sya will come. Do you remember Sya? One Gana
Yes.
Vikarana Pratyaya called Sya, which is common to all Ganas.
Yes.
For Rit and for Lut. Rulutoho Syatasi Rulutoho. Sya will come for Rit. Sya is what kind of a word? It's Pratyaya or not?
Yes.
Sya is a Pratyaya. Sakara in that Pratyaya is Pratyaya Sakara or not?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you say who, what happens here? You see what is happening here?
Bhavishyati.
Why is it becoming Bhavishyati?
Okay.
Who plus Sya plus ti. Is the sakara an apadanta sakara or not?
Yes.
It is. Is it pratyaya sakara or not?
Yes.
It is. Therefore, what should happen?
Shakara.
Now, who is there? Before who can act, one it walks in between. Idagama. Therefore, what will happen then? You have a few more changes. We have seen this also. Ardhatukasya idvala dehe. We've seen this idea of it coming in. Then sardhatuka ardhatukayoho guna have we seen or not?
Yes.
So who became bho? O plus E plus ya. Ho avayava we have seen or not?
Baba.
Huh? We have seen.
Baba.
Then what will happen now? So you will see it become bhava. Bhava plus E plus ya will become what? See this line here?
Adesha.
Avishya. Why? Adesha pratyaya yoho. You understand the scope of it now? One sutra only. But Tinganta now, you can see this entire thing is based on this. Suppose I change the dhatu, all right? Suppose I change the dhatu to what? Patha. You'll get what? Patishyati, Gamishyati, Vadishyati, Karishyati. Looks good. Now, what about Kri dhatu? Let us just look at Kri dhatu for a minute. Kri. Kri dhatu. What is this karoshi? Oh, sorry, it got a different dhatu than what I intended. You go back. Kri to crunch karani. Okay. Kri karoti. Why not karosi? Why karoshi? What is happening? Can you see? What is see what happened here? Kri plus sip. Then what happens? What is the Gana Vikarana for eighth Gana? U. What will U cause? U is a
Guna.
Ardha Dhatuka or Sardha Dhatuka?
It is Ardha Dhatuka.
Ardha Dhatuka. What will it do?
Guna.
It will cause Guna of what?
Kru.
Of the R in Kri.
Kru.
Igantasya Angasya Antyasya Alaha Guna Bhavati. When a Sardhatuka or Ardhatuka Pratyaya follows. Therefore, what will happen? Kar becomes Karo. Karo plus C. What is O now? Is it in or not? It is. Therefore, what will happen to the Sakara? Shakara. Do you understand? Karoshi. Right? Same way, Karishyasi. Right? Now, suppose I take a dhatu in the fifth Gana. What will you have? So I will say Su. This is the first Gana in the fifth Gana. Su. Su plus, sip. What will happen? We'll see now. What will happen here? Savati. 1 second. I got the wrong dhatu. I'm sorry. Okay. I wanted the fifth Gana Su. See the difference now. In Su, what happens here? First Gana will come. Therefore, Anga will always end in A. Nothing will happen. I want fifth Gana. Okay. So now what will happen here? It becomes Sunoshi. Why Sunoshi? Because you have Nu in between. Shnu. Sunu. And No will become No by Sardhatuka Ardhatukayo. And when you have No here, what will get? Sunoshi. Even Sunu would have done it. Even without Guna would have got the same effect because it's not in. It's in. U is also part of in. But O is definitely part of in. So you get Sunoshi. So understand the idea is that when you look at a sutra, you look at it from all angles. Right? So we go back now to the Sutra Patha for a minute. And we go to 8.359. Adesha Pratyayo. So what will we find here now? See the example he gives you first. He gives some other examples. But you will see the idea is the same. Okay. Rit, I also gave this. Patishyati. Right? So he is giving example of Vyavaya, which we will look at next time. But let me just look at this for a minute. So now what? Agnishu, Vayushu, Kartrishu, Hartrishu. What is the example? That shu became shu. Right? So then all these are what? Pratyaya sakara. But what about adeshaha? Sushvapa. So here, Sisheva, we will have to do some extra work to understand this. What happens here is these words to know, we have to look at more details. So we can try to look at it. He may have given that example here. If he hasn't, we'll come back to it. But what I'm trying to say to you is the example we've seen so far is well within your scope. But when it comes to Adesha Sakara, you don't know enough at times. Right? So when you say Sushvapa, what happens there is this. Su is, there is a Sushtu Swapa. He slept well. He slept well. That Su is coming. Now, if we go to the dhatus and see, you find, actually, let me show you one thing before that. Maybe it's easier for me to stay here and show something else. Let's go for 6160. 64. We had seen this long ago. Dhatvadehe shaha saha. There are a lot of dhatus which in the dhatu patha begin with sha. So look at this. Nishwap. What is nishwap? What is ni there? It is it letter. Adir nitudavaha. This is why I told you to remember a lot of things anytime, okay? Ni goes. What is dhatu now? Shwap. Shwap. In that, what is the first letter in shwap? Murdhane shakara. And what does this sutra say? Atvadehe shaha saha. So shakara will become what? Sakara. So it will become what? Swap. Now this sakara is what kind of sakara? Is it adesh sakara or not? It is not pratyaya. It is part of a dhatu. But it is not just dhatu sakara because it was shakara. It became sakara by a sutra. And that is an adesha. Not a pratyaya. It's an adesha. Therefore, this is an example of what? Adesha sakara. This adesh sakara, now when you add su plus swap, make a compound, this u in su is inku or not? It is end. Therefore, what will happen? This sakara will become shakara. Sushwapa will get. So what I'm showing you is rule is only one. But all these fellows which are beginning with sha, every one of them is going to result in a adesha sakara. And every adesha sakara is a candidate for what? Shatvam. Provided it is apadanta sakara. In fact, that is how Pani has organized it. Wherever he wants this to become Shah again, he makes them all beginning with Shah here. He has his own way of making things happen. Okay? So you will find that this rule has, the rule we saw just now has a very wide application. Very wide application. So wherever you see an apadanta sakara, which is preceded by an in, and that sakara is belonging to an adesha or a pratyaya, that kind of a sakara will be replaced by a shakara. Even if it is preceded by what? It is not preceded. If it is separated by in.
No.
That
In.
vyavaya. We have not
In.
seen example of vyavaya. Right? So now let us look at the example for vyavaya here. So he says, okay. This will do it now. Anu, he takes a a dhanush as a pratipadika. Dhanush pratipadika. And to that, you are trying to make a word. He first does it with dhanushu. Okay. So you're adding what? Su. And when you add, there are some rules which will apply, and you will end up with this, situation where there is a sakara coming. Okay, we won't understand his example completely, but what I'm showing you is there's an example where something is intervening. Similarly, in the same dhanus, when you take some other cases, you will find that it will also end up with an anuswara coming. Dhanush, dhanushi, dhanumshi. So if we go to let's go to the Shabda. Yes, second. Look at this, dhanush. This is a neuter word. Why is it not doing anything? Okay. Going forward. Shabda Patha. Okay. So now you can see, no, it went to the previous one. Let's go back. Dhanus. Okay. You see this now. Dhanush, dhanushi, dhanumshi. Dhanush, dhanushi, dhanumshi. And here you have dhanushu or dhanushu. This shakara in dhanushu is coming. Where do you see the u? In is here, okay? U. Is it immediately preceding the final sakara? Look at this. Dhanush is the word, all right? More clear here. Dhanush. What is the final letter here? Shakara. Where is u? It is here,
Before Shaka.
right? Now this is followed by what? Plus su. Dhanush plus su. When you're looking at this one, Dhanush plus sup, right? When you're looking at sup, this sa, what is it preceded by? It is preceded by a visarga. And still, what will happen? Sharvyavaya is there. Num visarjaniya sharvyavaya. Therefore, what will happen? It will still become dhanushu, the last word. But there's an optionality, therefore you also get dhanusu. So this is an example of what? An example where there is a vyavaya between the su which is added and the int. Okay. And this is an example of that vyavaya. So vyavaya means when something separates. More example that will become clear to you as you look at more words. With the sutras we have done so far, I cannot show you an example completely in a meaningful way. All right. But you will have examples covering that also in the same way. So you have what? Pratyaya sakara or adesh sakara. Predominant example of adesh sakara will all dhatus ending with sha. That's when you'll get sakara. Okay. Now, if this is clear, are you seeing what I'm sharing still? Are you seeing Ashtadhyayi or no?
Yes,
Yes.
ashtadhyayi.com.
Good. No, not Ashtadhyayi. Okay, let me stop and start again. Give me a second. So now what we have seen is the main one sutra, right? The fact is there are many more things that happen in this section. I'll give you a flying glimpse of it right now. We'll come back and look at it a little. So what are the things that can happen now? So you can see this 83, 55, 56, 57, 58 are going all the way to 119. Right? Here we took the first sakara. What is it? A sakara belonging to a adesha or a pratyaya. Now the second sutra says shasi vasi khasi nancha. What do you understand by this now? Same anuvritti. Apadantasya murdhanyah sakarah, etc. Now, sakara belonging to adesha pratyaya. Here, sakara belong to what? Belonging to these dhatus. Shas, ghas, or ghasi. Vasu or ghas. A sakara belong to dhatu right now will be subject to murdhanya adesha. Okay? All that change is what? Instead of this sutra, the sutra which really acts is shasi vasi khasina cha. All right? Then, if I go further, upasargat. What case is upasargat?
Oh,
Hmm?
oh,
Someone tell me.
5-1.
Yes.
5-1. Upasargat is 5-1. What does it go along with? In koho. Okay? Upasargat and in koho are in samanadhikaranyam. What does it mean? Which means the in and ku must belong to an upasarga, not anything. Condition. The in ku must belong to an upasarga. Then what happens? Only then several things. Sunoti. So what is sunoti? Not Hindi, okay? Sunoti. What is sunoti? If you remember, we talked of dhatu. How do you tell a dhatu? By adding a pratyaya called shtip. Su dhatu will be told by sunoti. Shu dhatu will be told by suvati. Syati. Stauti. Stu will become stauti. Stubh will become stobhati. Like this, all dhatus are mentioned here, okay? Many of them. So all these dhatu sakaras, when they are preceded by an in or a ku belonging to the upasarga, then that sakara will become shakara. What changed? The sakara remains sakara, but belonging to these dhatus only, and the in or ku which precedes must belong to an upasarga. Does it make some sense to you? We will look at examples, but right now I just want to show you something here, okay? So now upasargat, the word goes up to where? 77. Goes up to 77, which means from 65 to 77, the in kus should all come from an upasarga, unless there's some other rule later. How do you use it? You look at this word, panchami, upasargat, in koho, panchami. Marry the two properly. You will get the answer what we're looking for. It means a sakara, an in which is an upasarga. How do I verify this? You go and look in the Prathamavriti or in Kashika, and what will you find? We are now looking for 8365. So what will you find in 8365 now? Pasargat. Right? So anuvritti is all those things we saw already. So now what is the meaning? Upasargastha nimittat uttarasya. What is the nimitta? Inku. When the in and ku are sitting in an upasarga. Upasargastha nimittat. And what is the nimitta? In or. That will bring about what? A shatvam. So you'll see what example is what? Abhi shunoti, pari shunoti. So became sha. Abhi shuvati, pari shuvati. So you will find all examples of that kind. Abhishedhati, parishedhati. So you can see parishinchati, have you heard this word or not? Abhishinchati. Abhisheka, have you heard? Abhisheka, Rudrabhisheka. What is dhatu? What is dhatu in Rudrabhisheka, Abhisheka? Shinya. Shinya sechane. What happened to Shinya? It begins with shakara. What will it become? Dhatvade shaha saha. It will become sinch. Now you have it's a adesha sakara. Now it is preceded by upasarga abhi. Abhi has got E, which is end. That end will now be the nimitta for the sakara of sinch becoming shinch again. So abhishinchati, parishinchati, abhishechati, etc. will come. So like this, you will see all these are with upasarga related stuff. Okay, go back here. This is all upasarga related rules. I'm not looking at it, but you can see pari, ni, vi, all these are upasargas. And what are the dhatus? Seva, sita, saya, etc. Right? Then we find that in some, this example is inaha shidvam lunglitam do angat. This is one example in this whole section wherein why did Panini make the word, as murdhanya, apadantasya murdhanya? Why did he not say apadantasya shaha? Why such a long word murdhanya? Because he also wants this sutra to be covered. Here what happens, just so you know, is you have this dhvam pratyaya. Where is dhvam? In Atmanepada. If you remember, tiptasjhi, siptastha, mipasmas. Then sipasmas. Then what? Tha atham jha, tha satham dhvam. It wahi mahing, that dhvam. That dhvam, do you remember in examples? Labdhatu you have. What will happen? Labhate, labhete, labhante. Labhese, labhase, labhete, labhatve. Labhe, labhavahe, labhamahe. We saw this long ago, right? Now, in some cases, it won't be looking like dhwa or dhvam. It will become what? Dhvam. When will it become dhvam? You have to look at example for this 8378. So if we go and look at, one second, we go and say, we want to look at this, we go to Sutra Patha, we go to 8378. Inaha Shri Dhwang Lunglitam Do Angat. What do you find here? What are the examples? If we look, you will find examples will include what? Chyoshi Dhvam, Ploshi Dhvam. You will never see these words, okay? Chakra Dve, Vivrit Dve. Why? Because you will find the kr is sitting here, it is end. In following dha, that dha become dha, murdhanya. Dakara become dhakara. Example is becoming murdhanya. This is not very critical for us, okay? But just so you understand, I was showing you for the completeness what happens here. So come back. Okay, I have to stop it again, bring it, I guess. Share. Okay, so you can see that then we have, in some cases, vibhasha. Vibhasha means what? It's optional. Sakara, shakara, sakara becomes shakara is optional. Then there are few rules which are saying what? Samase. Only in a compound something will happen. Not otherwise. Same shatvam. Apadanta sakara will become shakara. But only in a compound. Like what? He has some examples. Samase angule sangaha. It will become angula shangaha. Right? Then you will see Agni. Agni will become what? Agnishtoma. Do you remember? Jyotishtoma. Agnishtoma. Why Agnishtoma? The stoma becomes stoma. Compounding happening. Okay. So if we go and look in this section, 8382. We'll go back there in a second. You see now, what is happening now? Agnehe uttarasya. Agni is a pratipadika. You have stut, stoma, soma, forming a compound. What will happen? Sakara will become murdhanya. We are only changing which sakara take murdhanya. Previously we said inku is upasarga. Now sakara itself is qualified. Okay? Agnishtomaha, Agnishomau. Why? Because sakara becomes that. Go to the next sutra, what will you find? Jyotirayushaha. See? Jyotishtomaha. It should have been Jyotistomaha. Why it becomes Jyotishtomaha? Word is stoma. When sakara becomes shakara, takara, the next word, ta will become ta. Jyotishtomaha, Ayushtomaha. All right? Go to the next sutra. Matr pratribhyam swasa. Swasa will become shwasa. Only in a compound. Stoma is stoma only. But compound became stoma. Specific cases that. Right? So, but it's optional. So sometimes becomes shwasa, sometimes it remains swasa. Matu shwasa or matu swasa. Both are possible. What am I trying to show to you? Basic rule is same. Sakara is becoming shakara in a compound. Not only that, it could be in other cases too. See now, here he is giving sushamam, vishamam. Have you heard this vishama or not? Visama become vishama. Why? Because of the rule here. Su, vi, nir, dur, ittete se uttare, supi, suti, sama, ityesham sakarasya murdanyadesha. Very specific. The su, vi and ni, in these, when these proceed, then only when these follow, you will get shakara. But what is important is when you see the word vishamam, for us, what's important is can you see that vishama can be vi and sama? That's what I want you to see. Okay, that's sama. That is what you will which means what? Not equal, vishama, uneven, vishama paristhiti, an uneven situation. Okay. Then, okay, I'll show you something else here. Oh, it's here probably. Yeah, it's the right one. Vishtaro, Vikshaha, Vistaraha. No, not that. Yeah. Kavi yudhibhyam sthiraha. One sutra. Okay. When what is preceding? Bhyam means what case now? Kavi yudhibhyam. So kavi yudhibhyam uttarasya. Fifth case. I hope you're following it. Okay. Therefore, it is when this yudhi or gavi proceed, then the sthira, the word sthira will take shatvam. So where do you get the word yudhishthiraha? You should be, what does it really mean? One, his parent named him with the hope that he will be a kshatriya, therefore he will not run away from a battlefield. He will be sthira. He will stay fixed in a battlefield. Yudhi sthiraha. But what will it become? Yudhishthiraha. Why? Because of our friendly rule. Sakara becomes shakara. Okay. Now, is this apadanta shakara or not? Sakara or not? It is. If you look at just sthiraha, it is not. But when it is a compound, it is. All right. So he gives Kavishtiraha, Yudhishthiraha. Similarly, you go, he gives Vikushami Paribhya Sthalam. So you have a lot of things. If these are the preceding, B, Ku, Shami, etc., the word sthala will become sthalam. Now, so many words are here. With sthaha, the sakara will become shakara if all these precede. So we'll get what? Angushtaha, manjishtaha, punjishtaha, bahishtaha, pushtaha. All these words are coming with what? Sthaha. Stha means to be. So each one of them, if we start looking, what does bhumishtaha mean? Bhumau sthitaha. One who is sitting on the bhumi is called bhumishtaha. Koshu sthitaha. Koshtaha. A cowpen is called goshtaha. Okay? So punjishtaha, one who catches fowls, birds, Devishtaha, one who is in heaven. How shtaha? Sthaha became shtaha. So we have examples like these, which will all tell you that sakara has become shakara. That's all our interest is. Yes, Harsha.
Swamiji, in Yudhishthira, the pratipadikam of the first word, first pada would be yud.
Yudhi sthiraha. Saptami. Yudhi sthiraha.
But in the compound, won't only the
That is called aluk samasa. Doesn't go sometimes. Okay? That is an example of aluk samasa, saptami.
thank you, sir.
Okay? Therefore, you good catch, but it's valid because it is aluk samasa. Okay? So, see, the main focus was only one sutra, okay? Adesha Pratyayoho. 8359. One sutra. But what did we learn from there? Whole adhikara we covered. All adhikaras. Murdhanyasya apadantasya murdhanyaha. Right? What sakara? What will take the murdhanya adhikara? Normally saha. That saha word. Sahe sada saha. When does it happen? Even when it's intervening. In koho. And what sakara? Adesha pratyayoho. First one. Then other sakaras and other sources of inku. Then sometimes this shatvam is negated when it's possible. Then sometimes it is made optional. Sometimes it happens only in a compound. Sometimes it happens with specific words. But all these sakara becoming shakara is where 8355 to the end of 83. This is called Shatva Prakarana. Okay? We can spend time looking at more rules in it. But how much you gain, how much you will remember. That's why I told one rule you remember. What? Adesha Pratyayayo. So one rule I want you to keep in your head. And remember the adhikaras. Because without adhikara, adhe pratyayo has no meaning for you. And then you will see what all is happening there. Okay? So I hope some more Paninis entered your head. Fifth case, sixth case, how to look at them together. That's what is important. To me, whether you understood one sutra is not important. That you catch the mechanism is very important. How do you see Samanadikaranyam? How do you see sixth case, first case, fifth case, and combine them appropriately? Then you are empowered. Okay? Any questions? The prayer, then I will take questions. So if somebody wants to go, they're free to go. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Is Friday evening better for all of you, or is some other time better? If Saturday was better, I just changed it thinking Friday may be more easy some ways. What do you all vote for? Would anyone want it to change some other day or time? Friday is good.
Yes.
Should we start at 6 itself or 6:15 or it better?
Yeah. 6 to 7:30 will be better.
Hmm?
6 to 7:30 will be better.
I'll think about it. Let's keep it this way and let me see how many people survive this class. Then we will decide based on whoever survives. Okay, you're all survivors right now. Any questions? Is it helping you? Because if you're spending the time for coming to this class, I want to make sure it's giving you something, some good mileage. So I'm hoping that whenever you see this, any pratyaya with sakara, like we saw karoshi, we saw sya, don't think those are the only pratyayas. Any pratyaya with sakara is a fair bet. Right? There could be tatita pratyayas. Look, we have jikisha, mumuksha, but pipasa. Why? Somewhere a rule will be kicking in. Shatvam is happening. You can see that. Jigyasa, kya, I is what? Not in. But, pariksha. But there it's iksh dhatu. Leave it. Not pariksha. Not a good idea. Not a good example. But mumuksha. Why mumuksha? Much becomes mumuch. Then cha becomes ka. Like watch became wak. Ku will come in. Therefore, in koho, muksha, mumukshu. All right. So like this, now you look at it. Kartum ichha is what? Chikirsha. Okay. Chikirsha. So what is happening there? Kr is the dhatu. In is there or not? Then some other sutra will come and make it ir. But the whole point I'm trying to make to you, tell you is this. You will find some nimitta will be there. Jihasa. Ha. Therefore, sa didn't become sha. So some pratyaya will get covered like that, some cases at least. So I'm saying like this, wherever you have sakara and a pratyaya, this could bring about a shakara. And lot of times, as I said, dhatu beginning with sha, it will end up in a adesh sakara. And therefore, when you have an upasarga with in, it will typically become sha again. So what this should help you is when you see a word, you're able to split into its components well. Comes with habit, and more vocabulary you have, more you see. So save dhatu, seva. But if you add upasarga, it's likely to become sha. That's what will happen. Something like parishevitum, nishevitum. So that shtha dhatu nivritti, shtha is gata nivritti, gati nivritti, becomes stha. But when you again come back, nishtha. Why nishtha? Why not nistha? Sha comes back, then tha will come back. Pratishtha, karishtha. So you will find not one, I'm saying examples will be all over the place. And the benefit of seeing it this way is it can apply in all places. So if we look here, if we go to 8:359, you see, if you look at, if you looked at, say, Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi, you will find it is sitting in examples will be very limited. Even if you look at Siddhanta Kaumudi, he is telling you Rameshu. Okay? It's coming in the context of Subanta. You will not see the other contexts here. If you see in Kashika, you will find all contexts are covered. Agnishu is also covered, right? The Sushvapa is also covered, right? So you will find it's covered. So the approach we are trying to do is, I'm trying to make you see the sutra and see that it can apply in all situations. May not get everything out of this because we're not studying it in depth. But if you choose to study, this will give you a good foundation to understand. Even if you look at Ashtadhyayi with that understanding, if you go and just look at the sutras in that section, you will find it will start making some sense to you. And you can look at the English translation of sutras also, because right there you have one English translation too. Vasu. Not a very nice translation, but will help. So you can see what's going on. Basic rule is what? Apadantasya murdhanya. Okay? All right. Enough said. I will leave you alone. You have no questions. I took more time.